Hello everyone, welcome to today's micro teaching on PIXLR. I am Abigail Lati. With me here is my colleague We are here to give you the introduction on the topic PIXLR. Let's now go to our lesson plan and see what we have for the day. As our screenshot is showing, we have our lesson plan, which is talking about the introduction to PIXLR as our topic. Our subtopic is photo editing. It is for first year, second semester students. The duration is 1 hour and it is for professional students. As you can see, the instructor and the demonstrator, Abigail Lati and Kujofusu. The method of approach to our teaching is demonstration, and then it is do as I do technique. I hope everyone brought their laptops to class today. The lesson description is on how students will do photo editing. The relevant previous knowledge is on Photoshop, based on Photoshop. Our objectives for today is that at the end of the lesson, each and every student should know about what PIXLR is, and each student must be able to identify the various types of PIXLR, the various suites that PIXLR has. And then students must be able to use the Autodesk PIXLR to enhance and improve picture quality by healing spots, adding effects, editing with preferred color, adding text, tattoos and frames, making pictures black against colored background, and then vice versa. And as I said before, our materials that we'll be using is basically our computers and our screenshots. So please, everyone should get their computers ready. Now let's go to the introduction of our topic. Introduction to PIXLR. As our objective stated, at the end of the lesson, each student must be able to define what PIXLR is and identify the various PIXLR suites that we have. And then each student must be able to use the Autodesk PIXLR to enhance and improve picture quality through spot healing, by adding effects, by editing with preferred color, by adding text, tattoos and frames, and by making picture backgrounds black and colored against colored backgrounds and vice versa. Our method, as we said, is demonstration. Do as I do. Now let's go to our topic, PIXLR. What is PIXLR? PIXLR is a browser-based, easy-to-use Flash application for image or photo editing. It resembles Photoshop in both features and functionality, and can be used by both professionals and amateurs. PIXLR has 3 web-based applications. These are the PIXLR Editor, the PIXLR Express, and the PIXLR Omatic, as well as the desktop PIXLR application. PIXLR was founded in Sweden in the year 2008 by Ola Sevandason on the 19th of July 2011, and the suite was acquired by Autodesk. PIXLR suite. The first one we are going to talk about is the PIXLR Editor. The editor is a sophisticated image editing tool. These can be used by both amateurs and professionals. Professionals like graphic designers, photo retouchers, as well as educators like me and you, to teach their students the principles of graphic design. PIXLR Editor is only available on the web, and this is the address http://pixlr.com/editor/. The second one we are going to talk about is the PIXLR Express. This is a very simple, easy to use, and it's immediately online for you, very available. You can use it to quickly adjust your images. PIXLR Express is also available for web, iOS, and Android. Our third suite is the most playful one, the PIXLR-O-Matic. It's a very fun and playful. It's a very fun and playful one, and it does the dark room, what the dark room did previously, where it can experiment with things with different effects, overlays, and borders. PIXLR-O-Matic is available for the web, iOS, and Android. It is also available in a special downloadable format for Windows and Mac. It is conveniently available as a downloadable app for your computers as well. Now to our main topic, Autodesk PIXLR. An Autodesk PIXLR makes it easy to transform every image into stunning works of art. Images that are taken on our digital cameras, with our phones, with our cameras, everywhere, any type of camera, you can use Autodesk PIXLR to enhance them. Whether you are applying a quick fix to your photos or adding your personal touch with effects, overlays, or borders. The Autodesk software is offered as a free starter edition, which gives the basic tool of photo correction and manipulation. PIXLR supports JPEG, PNG, BMP, GIF, TIFF, PSD, and Mac picture files. You can also save images as BMP, JPEG, PNG, which will give you a transparent background, and TIFF. The tools are arranged according to a logical workflow. Autodesk PIXLR interface. We have the menu bar, which is located where our cursor is. And then we have the toolbar, that is the fast, the refine, the effects, overlay, borders, stylized stickers, and then tiles. And then we have the working area, the surface. Now our Autodesk PIXLR has its strengths and weaknesses. Let us look at some of its strengths and some of its weaknesses. The strength of an Autodesk PIXLR is 1. It can work offline and open high-resolution images without a starter. It is not for the serious Photoshop crowd. This is easy to use. The desktop is better organized than its web counterparts, that's the editor, the PIXLR Express, and then the O-Matic. But it also has its weaknesses, which is it cannot be accessed from anywhere like its counterparts. It does not allow you to adjust the quality of the images to be saved just like its counterparts, as well as Photoshop will do. We are now going to go to the classroom for our demonstration. I hope we all have our laptops turned on and we have our PIXLR Autodesk application opened. We are going to show you some pictures that we have used the Autodesk PIXLR to create. This is our first picture. As you can see, both pictures were taken in colored and on a background, but the lady's picture has been changed to black and white. The lady's picture has been changed to black and white, whilst the guy's picture remains colored. This is what AutoPIXLR can do to your pictures. This is our second picture. The first one has spots on his face, but all the blemishes has been taken off, and then the color has been turned to black and white. The background remains colored and then blurred. This is our third picture, and as you can see, it is the same thing. It has been enhanced, and then the color at the background with the image in front black and white. All these are Auto PIXLR images. This image has been enhanced by Autodesk PIXLR, and then spots has been taken off, tattoos has been added, and this is what Autodesk can do to your picture. Quick fix. This is the original picture for the first one that we showed you, and these are the spots that were on his face, and the whole color was, it was a colored photo, but it was changed to black and white, and then the background was remained colored. These are all pictures that were what you can do with Autodesk PIXLR 2 is to create easy posters. As you can see, before we introduced our topic to you, we had this poster on the first page. This was created by PIXLR Autodesk, and as you can see, it had text, micro teaching by Abigail Latte and Kwejifosu Biakum. All these was created by Autodesk PIXLR, and that is what you can use Autodesk PIXLR to do. Quick fix and easy fix. Let's now start our demonstration. We are going to start by first opening our Autodesk PIXLR interface, and then we will select a picture by going to File and then Open. We select a picture. We are going to use the picture that has spots on it. Yes, this picture. As you can see, the picture has spots on the face, and we are going to remove these spots by using Autodesk PIXLR. We shall go to the fast toolbar, and then we go to the Heal. Yes, this is Heal. You pick a brush size. This is the brush size. If you want to minimize the brush size, that is it. If you increase the brush size, this is what will happen. We are going to be using the brush size to remove the spots on his face. The smaller the brush size, the cleaner the spot is going to be, and the image is going to remain the same. So we are going to start by removing the spots on the face of our image. You do that by rubbing the brush over the spot to take the blemish off the face. We are increasing the size of the brush small so that it can clear it very well. As you can see, the spots are vanishing slowly, bit by bit. We are taking off the spots. His face is now becoming smooth. This is what you can do to your images. Fix them quickly without going to Photoshop, without using the history or going to editor, PIXLR Editor Express, but using it on your desktop. Yes, as you can see, the spots are gradually fading away. I hope you are all doing the same as we are doing. We would expect you to send your assignments to us. Mail it to us after the class. Select a picture. Open your Autodesk PIXLR interface. Go to File. Select Open. Select a picture. Go to Fast toolbar. Open to Heal. select the brush size and then clear the spots on the face of your image. As you can see, the spots is cleared, so we are going to apply. After everything, you just click on the apply. This is the apply. You click on it and then it applies what you have done to the image. So now we have a clear spotless image, and that is how you remove spots on the face of your images. We are going to continue by adding effects to our image. Adding effects to our image. So we will go to effects. Yes, these are effects. You go to automatic, you get a whole lot of effects. You apply them. We are going to apply some for you to see how it looks like. Yes, these are how it is, but we are not going to apply it. We just want you to see how the effects will look like when you do. Yes, you can reduce the opacity of it, you can increase the opacity of it. Yes, we shall go to creative and see what is there as well. Yes, this is what you get when you go to creative. You get photo grids at creatives, different types. So whichever one you want, whatever you want your picture to be like, you just apply it to the image you have selected. So we are going to be applying some of the effects to it. Too old, you can go to too old. It has black and white. The names are Agatha, Agnes, Gordon. It has various names. You choose whichever one you like and then it applies it for you. You can increase the opacity, you can decrease its opacity as well. Immediately you do, you see your image starts changing. Yes, as you can see, increasing the opacity does this, decreasing it does this to it. Yes, as you want it, you just do your image like that. Okay. So I'm now going to hand you over to my colleague to take you through the rest of the effects we are going to be using for our images. Mr. Kujofusu, over to you.
Okay, this is what we are going to do. We are going to change the entire image we have edited already. As in clear the spots, we are going to change that image into black and white, and then we will let the background remain colored as it is. So we'll go to fast, and then fast will give us a set of tools where we have crop, strengthen, resize, autofix, heal, which we used for the face to blemish the spots. We have red eye, we have focal, and then we have splash. For the sake of the topic we are going to work at, we are going to use the splash, which will give us the opportunity to turn the entire image into black and white. And then for us to be able to make the entire background colored, we go to the positive brush, which is going to help us to rub, which is going to help us to add color or rub the black and white we have on the background for it to appear colored for us. So we also have the brush size. So however you want the brush size to be, you work it out here at where I have the cursor. You also have the feather and then the tint, but we are not going to concentrate on these two. We are going to concentrate on the positive brush, and then we'll increase the brush a bit so that the work can really speed up. So gradually we rub the background, rub the color we have, rub the black and white, and then we get our color. But when you are getting close to the picture we want to see in black and white, you take your time so that the brush wouldn't eat into those areas, for us to be able to get to see what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, we'll rub those sides too. We are getting to realize that part of the picture we want to remain or want to leave in black has been touched by the brush, so we are having colors there. How do we remove these colors which are here? You come to the negative brush to remove color, and then you are supposed to reduce the brush size to help you to be able to do that. So now the remove brush has been able to help us to do that, and then we are done with our picture, as in having a picture in black and white, and then the entire background remaining colored for us. If you are okay with whatever you have, then you apply. But at this very moment, you also do as we have done. So we are going to give you like 5 minutes to try your hands on what you have. So we are giving you 5 minutes, and then you get to the point where we are, and then we will apply together. So 5 minutes, we are giving you 5 minutes to try your hands. The time starts now. Okay, now let's go over the entire process again, so that those of you who are not able to get it, you get it. So let's cancel and then redo the entire thing again. So the first thing we did was that we came to first, and then the first gave us this set of tools, as in the crop, the strengthen, the resize, auto fix, heal, red eye, focal, and then splash. But for the sake of what we want to get or what we want to achieve, we came to splash, and then we came to the add brush, which turned the entire image to black and white. But because the objective is to make the picture, the one closer to us, black and white, and then make the entire background colored, we will use the positive brush to clean the entire background. And I'm very sure that's the same thing you are doing. So those of you who didn't get, I'm very sure you've gotten it by now. Don't worry if part of the image you want to see in black attract some of the color. At the end of everything, you can just go to the remove brush, or you go to the negative, the brush which has gotten the negative sign, and then you can use that to clean those areas. Okay, so now we have the background to be colored, and then we have our image in black and white, but you can see part of the image in colored. So you come to your negative brush or remove brush, and then that is going to help us to take these colors off as I am doing. You do the same thing. You do the same thing to achieve this effect. And then vice versa, if you want. It's rather unfortunate we are having low battery because of power. The lights are back, they are gone again. And vice versa, we can also make the entire background black and white as against a colored photo. So let's try our hands on that one. So we are not going to apply this one, we are going to try our hands on that one before we come back to this one again and then apply this one. So let's try our hands on making. So we cancel the entire work we have done, and then we come to the splash again, which is going to give us the opportunity to make the whole picture black and white. So now we are going to make this picture colored as against the black and white background. So the same formula we use for making the background colored, we also use the same formula to make this whole image colored and then leave the entire background black and white. So we use our positive brush to rub this whole picture so that it turns colored, and then we'll leave the background in black and white. And I'm very sure you are doing same as we are doing it here for you to see. If you are lost, don't worry, we'll go over it again and then I'm sure you get it. And you are smart people, so I know you have already gotten it because you are too smart. Because we have doctors amongst us and we have the professors. So it's no big deal for you. You can see that some of the background has attracted color, and the same formula we use to clean the color from the face, we come to the remove brush or the brush with the negative sign, and then we remove the color which has appeared in the background. So we reduce the brush size a bit to help us to be able to do that. So there you go, you have a colored image against a black and white background as we stated in our objectives. And then I am giving you a few minutes to see what you can also do. So you are given 5 minutes to try your hands. 5 minutes is too much, right? So I'm giving you a minute to do that, and I'm very sure by now you've been able to do that. So we are going to save or apply this one. So let's apply. So now we have a colored picture against a black and white background, but initially too we did a colored background with a black and white background against it. Now we are going to look at adding text, tattoo and frames to the picture. So now I want to look at how we can add text to what we have here. So if you have something to say and then you want to use this picture as your profile picture on WhatsApp, or you want to upload this picture to Facebook, on Instagram, or any of the social media platform, and then you have something in mind you want to write there for everybody to read, how you can apply or write these tests or those tests. So you come to the tool which has the name type, and then it gives you the opportunity to be able to type whatever you want to type. So now we are going to think of what we want to type, and then we'll just type. So we are going to write focus will never let you miss, because when you look at the picture, it's as if this young man is really looking at something very important, and he doesn't want his eye to mix, so he's really focused. So we want to write focus will never let you miss. But you can also write anything you want to type. Anything you want to type, you can also type. And then you position this text at wherever you want to put it. It's too small for people to read, so we are going to increase the font size. We increase the font size. This is too small again, so increase it again to say 120. Good. And it's now visible. We don't also want to see how we can give it a color. We have white. Want to see how we can also add color. So where the cursor is rotating or circulating, that is where you have your color. You do the same. And then this button pops up, and you can manipulate to get your color, whatever color you want. So we can just manipulate to get whatever color we want from here. So that is that. Then we can also change the font from here. We have different types of fonts, and also change font. Even as we change the font, it means the font size too are supposed to alter it because of the nature of some of the fonts. So that is that. Then we also have the opacity, where you can reduce the intensity of the color for it to feel as if it's moving out completely of the image. That is if you want to tease people to really strain before reading, as if there is something there, as if there is nothing there. So that is that. You can also work on the opacity if that is the way you want to get it, or you can also let it become visible. So that is that. We've been able to add text. So we now apply and then we'll get it fixed here. And the next thing we are also going to look at is to apply stickers. So when you come to the tool, we have stickers here, and then we are going to use these stickers as tattoos, or as a tattoo on this young man's any parts, whether it can be on the cheek, can be on the neck, can even be on the ear, or the earlobe. So we have plenty stickers here with a lot of names, as you can see on your tablets or your phones or your laptops. But I will pick, or we will pick, the antiquarian, which has also gotten a lot of images here, and then we just pick one to use as our tattoo. We'll pick this one, the flower bloom, and then we decrease the size, and then we'll look for a place to just put this thing. We want it to be on the cheek. Can also rotate it, and then we can also work on the opacity. It is too glaring, so we want it to look as if it's part of the body, so reduce the opacity a bit for it to feel as if it's part of the cheek. So that is that. So you are doing as you are doing it, and I'm very sure you've been able to achieve what you have done. So if you are satisfied with what you have, you just apply, and then everything will just be the way you thought of. Now we have a tattoo on this young man's cheek. We have added text, and then we have turned the entire background black and white as against the colored photo. And then I'm very sure we've all been able to try and enhance, or you've done it as we did it. And then the other thing we are going to look at is to add borders or frames. So you come to where we have the border, and then quickly you can come to defaults, and then to give us a set of borders here. So we just pick any of them, and then we can add borders to the entire work you have. And if you don't want it to be too obvious or too glaring, you can also reduce the opacity. Let's try other borders. So let's just pick other borders and see how they are going to let our picture appear. You can increase the opacity, and then if you increase this is what you are going to get. If you don't want it like this, you increase or decrease the opacity. I want to increase it a bit so that we can see. If you are satisfied with this one, or if you are not satisfied, you can pick other ones of your choice, and then at the end of the day you apply, and this is what we have. So let's now look at the very last thing, or the last but one. We are going to look at how you can also edit this picture with your preferred color. So you come to refine, which will give you a set of tools you can pick, and then you go to color, because the concentration is not on any other thing, it's on color. So we just go to color, and then you can add saturations, which can increase the color a bit for you. And if you want to introduce a bit of light to it, you also introduce a bit of light. And then you can also increase the vibrance, and then you can also work on the hue, as in how you want it. So you edit the image with your preferred color. So I'm very sure you are doing it as we are doing it. We want it this way, so we are going to take it like this. So if you are satisfied with what you have gotten on your tablets or on your laptops or on your phones, you can just apply, and then you are good to go. Now we can also use this Autodesk PIXLR to come out with amateur posters or quick posters. So we are going to use this same picture we have to come out with different posters. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to use the blur tool we have here to blur the entire picture, and then we are going to the double exposure. Afterwards we come to the double exposure and add additional pictures onto this one, and then we'll write a simple text, and then we are good to go with our posters. But before we come to this, let's save this one before we come and try our hands on. So we come to File, and then we come to Save As, and then you choose a destination where you can say, but we want the same destination, so we'll give it a name, and give it a name like good. And then we'll choose the file format. And the file format we are going to choose is JPEG, which is Joint Photography Expert Group. That's the full meaning. So those of you who don't know, you have been told. So we save it in JPEG, and then we have the file size here, if you want it to be big, if you want it to be small, depending on how you want the size of the file to be. We want it a bit larger, so we save, and then we are done. So now let's quickly come out with simple posters, simple amateur posters, unprofessional. So we blur. We are going to use this whole picture as our background, so we'll blur the entire picture, and then we'll come to double, and then we can add or fuse. So we can add these ones. This is the first picture I want to add onto a blurred background. We can reduce the size because we'll be adding other pictures, and then we can also reduce the opacity for it to fuse into the background. We apply, and then we come to the double exposure again to help us add another picture. Then we can also reduce the opacity for this picture to fill or to merge a bit into the background. We apply, come to the double exposure again, and then we can add another picture. So we come to the double exposure, and then we add one more picture, and then that will be all. So we'll do the same thing as we did to the others. Use the size, and then find a place to put it. Reduce the opacity, and then we apply. And because it's a poster, we are supposed to give it a test. So we are going to write whatever we want to write on it. So we will, before that, we'll go to effects, and then give it a nice effect before we write our text. And then we have a lot of effects here, so you just choose the one which will suit your preference, and then you just let it go, and then you apply. So we are good to go with this one. And then we write whatever we want to write on it. And looking at the pictures we have for this poster, we came up with an inscription: "Smiles will let you live long." And the reason is that the more you smile, the more it is believed that when you smile a lot, you will not grow older. So smiles will not let you live long, or smiles will let you live long. And then we'll work on the font size. Then we'll also change the color. Change the color. And then that is that I want to change the font. we don't like this font, so we'll change. Just keep on going till we find the font which will suit. Or which we would like at the end of the day. I also don't like this one. We want something which will be outstanding and catchy too. Okay, I think we are good to go, but we'll increase the font size. So this whole poster is going to be a talk, which will be held at the Great Hall. It's actually a book somebody has written, and then we are going to give the date, then we are going to give the venue, we'll give the time, it's actually a book launch. I'll give it a date. So we also touch on the color again. So that is that. We have the you can also work on the font before you get the exact font you want to use. You can see that the color is not too visible for us to see. Can work on the color gradually before you get a color which will perfectly fit in there. And I'm very sure you are doing same as we are doing. And it's by Dr. It's a book launch, as I said earlier on. By Dr. Abigail Latte, and then Dr. Kojo. Dr. Abigail Latte, and then Dr. Kojo Fusudia. So work on the font. So you do as we are also doing. So that is our simple poster. We want to alter the color a bit. You can do it however you want to do it, with the artistic eye you have, God gave you actually. So that is our simple amateur poster we have, because it's not a professional poster. Have a simple amateur poster we have here. If you get enough time and then if you work it on it properly, you can really be able to do it properly or do it better than what we have. So on your own you can just work on it to be able to get it in a better way. So that is our simple poster we have used the Autodesk PIXLR to come out with. On this note, you can save. You choose the location, but we want this location, you give it a name, and then you also choose that the name you choose the file format that you want to save in. But this time around, we still want to go back to the JPEG, and then we save to the destination which we have already chosen. We work on the file size. If you want it big, you choose. If you want it small, you choose, and then you go to OK. So on this note, I will leave the rest to my colleague Abigail to round the whole thing up.
Great. It's been a wonderful lesson for all of us, and I believe and know that each one of you have produced a similar work, either like this or in your own design. Autodesk PIXLR is fun. PIXLR itself is a fun application, so you can go to any toolbar you want, use whatever toolbar you want to get whatever effect you want. You can produce whatever design is on your mind, and you can use it for anything at all you want to use it for. We would like you to send our assignments into our email. That is kojofosu@live.com.gh. Please send the assignments into our emails. We will look through, and then we will assess each and every one of you, and then in our next lesson we will know whether you understood it well and the way forward. Thank you very much, and then we shall meet another time. Goodbye.